Welcome to the official catch-up. Today I've got Sean Brown at East Stirlingshire on. How are you doing, Sean?
I'm good, mate. Thank you.
Brilliant. How are you keeping through this sort of tough time?
It's been all right. I've been busy with uni work and that recently, so my life hasn't changed so much. I know it's a bit different for people who have got full-time jobs and stuff like that, but I've only just finished, so I've got a bit of free time to do a bit of exercise and that now, so I'm quite looking forward to it.
What are you studying at uni, if you don't mind me asking?
Business studies.
Business studies.
Aye.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. I done a wee bit of business management myself in college, but enjoying it. Is it? Are you getting through it basically?
Hi, it's all right, mate. That was me. I had my dissertation there, so that's me finished university. So just need to get my results back and then enter.
Brilliant, mate. Good. Are you hoping? What are you hoping for? Are you hoping for?
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully, a good enough grade to get me a decent job. But don't know how many jobs will be after this. So
Yeah, that's the worry for everyone, obviously, especially in terms of education as well. Obviously, it's a wee bit easier on your fourth year and whatnot. But have the uni been saying anything? Have they given you any guidance on when things will be revealed, like your results and whatnot?
nah, they've not really given us anything. They've not said it'll be delayed yet. I'm not sure what sort of effect they'll have because everything's moved online. So I'm not exactly sure how it'll pan out. But they're not due till what, the middle of June anyway. So they've got a bit of time to decide.
Brian, and in terms of Stirlingshire, obviously, as I mentioned on Twitter, and I said to you, we've not really reached out to any Shire guys yet because obviously we had been over catching up with you at training. We obviously, myself and Sean spoke to you, but it's great to obviously get a wee bit of coverage. In terms of Shire at the moment, have you had any sort of feedback from the gaffer? Are you guys sort of still keeping fit? And
Well, we got given a programme, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago when this sort of all started fully, and we realised that we weren't going to be playing football for a while. So I'm not sure how many people have stuck to it and that, but I know the boys have been keeping themselves ticked over on that, and Dell's in contact at least once a week, giving you a phone just to check how you are and stuff like that. So they've been good, and I hope everyone just wants to get back playing, don't they? So it's just one of those things.
And when we talked to you previously, Sean, I think we were in sort of agreement that Shire have had a fairly decent season, but in terms of where I thought you should be, given Nicky Lowe and Jordan Tappin, I think we agreed that I think these were unlucky on certain occasions, against Kelty, BSC, and then obviously there had a new team you had sort of needed time to gel as well.
It's been a season of a lot of almost, really. There's been a lot of times where we could have picked up 3 points and closed gaps and stuff like that, and we haven't. Just don't know, we've not been clinical enough, or we've maybe conceded a stupid goal. It's just every mistake we seem to make, we seem to get punished for. Just been one of those things. But like you said, we discussed this before, we had a lot of new boys, so it was going to be difficult, and I think it was more challenging than we maybe expected when we started the season. And that was seen with where we finished, basically, because, let's be honest, we went in contention for the title well, but it was quite disappointing in the end.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned guys like Nicky Lowe and obviously Jamie Dishington, guys you've brought in. Both of them made my team of the season. I don't know if you spied that, Sean. Did you have any thoughts?
It was decent. It was decent. Dish and Nicky have both been good, so there's no complaints with them being in there. But it's difficult to pick 11 players. There's been a lot of good players in the league this season, especially the standard's getting better every year. I remember when I first joined the league, where the standard was compared to where it is now. It's crazy how much every team's better, basically, more organised and stuff like that. And it's good to play, and it makes you a better player. I'd say every game's challenging most weeks.
Yeah, and there was a few guys, a few Shire players other than Nicky and Dish that probably had a wee bit of a shout to get in. I know Jordan Tappin's done quite well, Reece Peggy, Adam Murray, even yourself, Sean. But I think for yourself, you kind of you were out for a wee bit to begin with, and then you sort of came into the team towards a sort of second period, and then you were obviously firing like we know you can.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good players, and luckily enough, we've got a good group signed up, I suppose, for next season so far to build on. But yeah, it was a bit of like a miss of a season for me. I didn't get any pre-season and stuff like that. Missed the first couple of months. It was just good to be back playing and scoring goals, because it's always a worry when you get a bad injury and stuff and you're out if your return and be sort of the same. But it's good to see that I've still got an knack of scoring goals.
We obviously mentioned the sort of quality of the league. I think we say it quite often on this podcast, but I think it's easy for people to see, especially with guys like Nicky Lowe coming down and playing for the likes of Shire and whatnot. But Cumbernauld Colts, your former team, they signed a few guys recently, obviously from likes of Queen's Park. From what I read, anyway, they're saying that they're going to challenge. Do you think when football's back, do you think the Lowland League's just going to get even more competitive in terms of the top teams?
Aye, good. It's every team wants to invest, don't they? Because now there's a pyramid system in place where they can progress. It gives teams an incentive not to just sort of play for nothing all season. Every team wants to try progressing at Division 2. So I don't know how well they'll do. I don't know how much money they're paying and stuff like that. But I did see a few of their signings, people dropping down levels and stuff like that. So they've obviously got the right intentions, and it's a well-run club. But who knows?
Yeah, and even the likes of West of Scotland, I've noticed Darville have made a few quality signings as well. Are you looking forward to potentially playing some of these West of Scotland teams?
Yeah, it'd be a good challenge, isn't it? Because they've all came over from the juniors, and there's always the big debate about whether the top junior teams are better than the Lowland League teams and stuff like that. And there's always been debate about that since they've been in the league. So it will be good, I suppose, in the cups to get a test against these teams and see what they're like. And obviously, you get to play at new grounds and stuff like that, experience something a bit different. So it's decent.
Yeah. And in terms of that, I know obviously you've got like Shire TV, and it's kind of ramped up a wee bit in terms of your interviews and obviously your streaming games on and whatnot. But have you enjoyed the sort of extra coverage this season?
Aye, it's good. I was in hot demand for the interviews towards the end of the season. Couldn't get me off the camera, but it's decent. It's good. It's a bit more professional and stuff like that, isn't it? It's good for the fans, I suppose, as well, to get a wee insight to how the players are feeling, how they're looking at things after the game and that. So it's good. The more coverage for the league, the better. Agreed,
mate. Definitely agreed. And I've liked what Shire have done, obviously, and the commentating on the games and whatnot. It's been class as well. It's progressive, but I think it helps, obviously, being at Falkirk Stadium and stuff. I mean, what's it like? I think we might have asked you this before, but what's it like for a Lowland League player to be playing at the likes of a facility like Falkirk Stadium?
Aye, it's good. It's a great setup, and by all accounts, I think the clubs both get along well. We don't really there's not any problems or issues that arise. We're treated well in that. So from what I gather, so that's good. It's a good pitch, a big pitch, and which I feel sometimes suits us, but sometimes plays in other teams' hands as well. But I suppose that's just part of football. But it's nice. There's a gym and that for us to use and stuff. So anything you really want as a footballer, you've got there, which is good.
Yeah, and it's a bit weird for me saying this as a Fifer because I know Fife and Falkirk don't really get on, but yeah, I love Falkirk Stadium. Like, I love coming to see Shire. Like, don't know if I would say the same if I was going to see Falkirk. Like, but Shire, fantastic with Shire. I know a lot's obviously happened, and I tend to ask a lot to the guys. But have you got any opinions on anything that's happened in terms of maybe Kelty getting the title or anything that's happened SPFL wise? I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, Sean.
I've kept up with it. I think, like, fair enough, Kelty winning the title. It's close between them and Bonnyrigg, but a decision's got to be made, I suppose, in this. You want to put a case forward for a team from our league progressing up the divisions. You sort of do need to make Kelty champion, so I understand the decision in a sense, and I think the whole situation about not promoting like Brother Kelty or whatever and keeping the league the same is a bit of a joke. I think it's just a bit of like fear almost from teams above, because I don't know how good Brother are. Don't keep up to date with the Highland League, but I think from seeing teams in League 2 and seeing Kelty would easily cope in that league quite comfortably. I think they'd be a good side in that league, as Cove have shown. If you get promoted and you put the right investment into good players, then the league's more than easily winnable.
Yeah, and is there any sort of talk on? I know it's a bit of a difficult one at the moment because realistically we might not even get football this year. But is there any talk on what Shire's plans are? Or I take it you are wanting to push on and maybe go for the title next season or whenever football's back?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. I think we've got 7 or 8 signed up for this season. Obviously, I think there'll be a few changes. Obviously, we set out to win the league this season there, and we failed. So I think it's to be expected with how far we were off that we need to make changes to sort of close the gap and become more of a consistent team. And I guess it's not a bad thing. It gives Dale and Andy a bit more time to sort of figure out who they want to sign and stuff like that for next season.
Yeah, and do you think one sort of thing about, well, I think BSC Glasgow as well and East Kilbride, but do you think the introduction of a reserve team has kind of helped the club?
I think it does in a way that it gives players game time every week that to keep themselves ticking over and stuff like that. But I think the problem we found is, and we had a big squad last season, but unless you've got a really, really big squad, it's quite hard to manage sort of two games almost, as sometimes you're playing 90 minutes on a Saturday and then you're going in and playing 90 minutes on the Monday playing reserves and then you're not training Tuesday. It sort of can sort of like, I don't know, it's not ideal sometimes, but that's from my perspective. I know a lot of people prefer playing to training, but I don't know, messing with the reserve team, I don't think. It was okay, but it was never something that really excited me. And I think I don't know what the plans are next season, if we're going to have it or not, but I think the plan's to have a bit of a smaller squad next season, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, because it's an interesting thing, because I noticed there was guys like yourself and other boys that were obviously playing on the Saturday and then getting game time on the Monday, so it is a strange dynamic. If you have like I guess a youth team or whatever, I think it's a wee bit different. But no, I was interested to sort of get your thoughts on that. But just finally, Sean, what are your plans? I take it you've signed on for Shire next season.
Yes, I signed on a couple of months back before this whole corona virus hit, so I'm signed up again until next season. I'm glad I'm happy and it's good. But obviously, it's good. It's easy for me now that I'm signed up, but it's hard for a lot of other boys all over different clubs who have got sort of uncertainty about the future. It's quite difficult. So I'm quite lucky with the position I'm in, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely, because I know there is even at the moment there's basically a lot of decent footballers, guys at our rate, that are kind of free at the moment and they're unsure if they're going to have a club, which is, hopefully it'll change, when we're all back and they'll get picked up and whatnot. But in terms of your future aspirations, Sean, are you hoping to get into league football with Shire? Are you hoping to get back into league football?
Of course, the aim every year is to do as best you can, and hopefully next season it's to win the league and get Shire back into League 2, because it would be great for the club. Obviously, they've been there for so long, they're desperate to get back, and it'd be great to be part of the team that done it. But yeah, as a player, when you're still young, you do have aspirations. So I want to test myself as high as I can. So if the opportunity ever comes that league football's a possibility and it's the right time or whatever it is, then it would be something I'd seriously think about. But at the moment, Shire have been great with me, and they're great people at the club and they really care about you, so it attracts you and makes you want to stay there more. So I don't have any intention of leaving, that's for sure.
Brilliant, Sean, brilliant.
It's been good chatting to you, mate. Thank you for having me on.
No, I appreciate getting a wee bit of catching up with yourself again and getting a wee bit of Shire coverage. I'm hoping to get a few other Shire boys on, obviously, but I think we'll have plenty of time to chat to everyone. Yeah.
Keep Jamie Dishington off this. He's got horrendous chat. Absolutely horrendous.
I remember speaking to him at Falkirk Stadium. I was asking him all the hard questions, despite him being a wee bit shy. But in fairness,
he's no shy. He's just no clever.
In fairness to him, he was as honest as he could be, I think. But I think that chat lasted maybe 2 minutes. Brilliant, mate. It's great chatting to you, Sean. All the best. Obviously, hopefully everything works out with uni, and hopefully you'll get a decent job out and whatnot. And all the best, pal, and keep safe.
Top man, take care.